Welcome, I'm Kenneth Tengujutsu. So today I'm going to talk about the beginning of my mystical experiences, just give a basic insight before I actually start talking about my mystical experiences in future videos. And then I'm going to talk about a dream I had. Then I'm going to talk about the signs that I've been seeing lately, okay? Now, please be aware, everything that I say and do is for a reason, okay? And a lot of the videos that I do correspond with the hidden secrets and mysteries that can be found throughout the Tengujutsu slides, okay? So I'm going to try and keep this short and get straight into it. So before my first mystical experience, I did something very strange. When I was in the army, again back in the year 2011, I was on sentry one night and I kept doing a lot of nights and I was getting very depressed with work and the attitude of people. I started becoming aware of the gossip, the betrayal, the wickedness was increasing, that it started bothering me. And working all these nights, a lot of hours, I was getting a bit depressed and was like, there's got to be more to life than this. But as a soldier, you just get your head down and crack on. One night, I put an headphone in my ear and I started listening to some music about 2 o'clock in the morning on sentry, keeping alert, as you do. But I was so fed up, especially just standing in these shadows. I was on this mound. I put this headphone in. I started listening to this music I received from a friend, and it's very ambient. And I did this strange thing. I closed my eyes, and in my mind's eye, I lifted myself up to the full moon. I imagined there was a full moon, huge, in the sky, and I lifted myself up with my hands out and I bathed in the radiance of the full moon. Okay, keys here. I don't know why I did this at the time, but that's what I did for about an hour. Using my mind's eye, imagination, listening to this ambient music. I was trying to escape the world, and that's what I did that night. Well, a few days later, I get a phone call from my mum. And she lived next to a medium called called Rivonica. Bless her. And she was a wonderful woman, but I never got to meet her because she passed away before I did. And she really wanted to meet me because she knew something about me I didn't know at the time. And my mum said, Veronica has got a bag of tapes. You need to come and get them now. And I was like, okay, mum, calm down. I'll be down the weekend. I'll pick them up. Now, I wasn't into any spiritual sort of medium stuff back then. Or sure, not into it. I didn't know nothing about it. I'm not into like the medium stuff and what have you. I had no clue what was going to be on these tapes. It's when my mum mentioned they were from Veronica and she's a medium, I didn't think it was going to interest me. But my mum's urgency in me getting these tapes kind of played on my consciousness. So I got these tapes. And funny enough, I had an old car with a tape deck player in it. And I started playing these tapes as I was going to work. Wow, I'm so grateful to Veronica for them tapes. Bless her. when I started listening to the few tapes, there were these spiritual meetings, and there was spiritual material on there that was kind of secret in certain circles. But I wasn't getting it. I was listening. I was like, I don't know what this is about. This is silly. It's going over my head. There was this one particular tape, and it had Dr. Wayne Dwyer on it, and he was talking about a story of the shaman in this tribal village. And he was a rainmaker. He would lay on the floor and he would mantra or chant at the clouds and bring rain for the village, for their crops. And I don't know what it was about that story, about that particular segment of it. My spirit jumped up in me, and it was like I said, that's true. Like, we should be able to manifest, even make it rain. I don't know why. It was like I was remembering, and my spirit was leaping up within me. It was a strange experience for me. The next night, as I was going to work, as I was driving to work after that, I was looking across the fields at the sun, and I felt like it was the last time I was going to see the sun. It was the most bizarre, strange feeling I ever had. It was like the last time I was going to see that sun. Now, the full moon is symbolic of the Sabbath. Remember the Ten Commandments? Keep the Sabbath day holy. Now, in the sacred texts, there's the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn. There's a wonderful key in that book where it mentions the ancient name of Jesus Christ is actually on another level translated as portal. Okay, now remember, he said, I am the way, I am the life, I am the door, gate, portal. There was a parallel, a connection. Okay, the full moon is also the real beginning of the month. Listen to this. Time times half a time. The same sort of experience you have when you're doing creative visualization and you're in the absorption of the assumption of the wish fulfilled as you're about to fall asleep. You have the vision, the full moon, but your mind keeps wandering. Times as the moon goes through its phases, okay, until you hold on to that end result with all your might, just hold on to it until you fall into sleep half the times, and you take it into the secret chambers. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. There's a lot more to this. You can find out more in my Tengujutsu slides. Okay, it's all I can say here at this time. So let me talk about this dream. I've had many dreams. I've had powerful visions, mystical experiences that I will talk about later on, but I'm just following spirit and got to share this. A little bit here, a little bit there, okay? I had this dream whereby, again, I was in this big tower building. I was high up on this floor, and I was going to a meeting. I was outside this office room where there's a big table, load of chairs, and this woman came up to me and she handed me a briefcase. And I took the briefcase and she said, "This is your time machine." I thought it was very strange, like after the dream, but at the time I took the briefcase and I went into the room. She said, "They're waiting for you." So I go into the room and I take a chair at the other end of the table by the window. I put the briefcase on the table, and I opened it up. And in this briefcase, there was a big red button. And there was this equipment. I had like a sound bar next to me. And I was waiting for a call. Okay, very important. I was waiting for a call, for a voice, a particular message call. All right. As I was waiting, I did notice a number. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but I looked up the meaning of that number using Strong's Concordance, etc. Okay, and it meant door. It also meant button, funny enough. Amazing. In the dream, I noticed everyone got up from the table and went to the window, and they were watching a football match. They were waiting till it finished, and there's this little girl, and she got in my way, and I kneeled down to give her a hug. I don't know why. And then she went off, and I sat on the windowsill waiting for the call, looking at this big red button. That's all I'm going to say. All right, there's a slide on this in the Tengujutsu slides. So now I'm going to talk about the recent signs that I have been seeing. All right. I've been seeing, over the years, I've been receiving mystical and sacred numbers, like 1111. There was another number I started receiving when my boys were at school, and that was 1441. And there's many other numbers, and there is meaning to these numbers. Okay. I had, over the years, I've been talking to spirit through symbolism. Spirit's taught me to understand his language, okay, to a degree, and see these wonderful signs, and spirit talk to me with the voice within, through symbolism, through events, etc. Okay. Lately, I've been seeing the sign, it's game over. It's the end. This is it. Out of time. I've been seeing that a lot lately. I know we're in borrowed time. Okay. I've been warning for years, way before 2017, what was coming. Okay. Last night, me and my son walked around the block, and there was this old man called Fred. He likes to drink, bless him. And he was fumbling around in the bush. And as we come past, he said, hey, don't you say hello? And he come over, and he had these discs, these music discs on him. And he went to pass them over to us to have a look. And the first title on the first disc was The End. And Fred has random material objects on him, bless him, and he pulled out these 2 candles, electric candles. He just turned them on. I found that really fascinating. But as I was walking on, I was like, wow. Now, CD disc with the title on it, The End. Right, key here, pay attention to that, especially if you go over the Tengujutsu slides. All right, look for the CD disc and the old vinyl record slide. All right, it will show you the importance of the times that we're in. This is all I'm going to say during this video. It may sound random, but it is not. It will make sense if you go through the slides, especially if you've been following me for a while. You're going to know what I'm saying here. Okay. I will be doing more videos if we got time. All right. On my mystical experiences and sharing some knowledge. Okay. God willing. And that's all I'm going to say for now. There's so much I want to say. It really is. I'm so passionate about this, and I want to help and shout out to the world, but I must approach this subtly and carefully. All right. I love you guys. Blessings and peace be upon you. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tengujutsu Master, Mystic Ninja. Thank you for listening.